All right, guys, has the world had enough? Israelis are waking up to a brutal reality. And it's not just about politics anymore. Now, this one, it's getting personal because the world isn't just disagreeing with their government. They're saying, nah, you can't keep that passport. Don't bring that energy over here. Now, this is happening from water parks in the Netherlands to fancy resorts in France. Even the streets of Los Angeles, people are like, no, try the next exit. And this backlash, man, it's global. And it's not packing its bags anytime soon. All right, let's get into this because this isn't just about a couple of bad travel stories. No. This is a global shift. And the people in power, man, they're sweating like they just heard the Wi-Fi went out during their Netflix binge. It's been crazy. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching The Baseline. Today, we're getting into this. This isn't about someone getting yelled at on vacation or a few viral TikToks. This is about power. It's about perception. It's about what happens when the world collectively goes, you know what? We're done pretending we don't see what's happening. And just wait until you hear how leaders from Tel Aviv to DC are scrambling to spin this backlash faster than a DJ at a bad wedding. So I need you guys to picture this, okay? You save up, plan the dream vacation of your life, right? You get your bags, your sunscreen, your playlist, you're ready to go. And when you land, it's like you walked into a room where someone just yelled, who invited them? Now, in the Netherlands, 2 Israeli tourists at a water park suddenly find themselves ducking stones. One guy, he actually got knocked out cold. Now, the police step in, they make arrests, and then here's the plot twist, quietly release the suspects. Now, cue the Israeli headlines. Anti-Semitism explodes in Europe. But here's what they don't tell you, the actual context. The tension that's been simmering for months, the provocations, the little moments that build up before the clash. France, a resort turns away a group of 150 Israeli kids. With a blunt, hey, you're not welcome here. And Greece, locals lined the docks chanting as vacation boats carrying Israeli tourists arrived. Now, for many Israelis, it feels sudden, like the whole world just flipped a switch. But for everyone else, this storm's been brewing for years. Now the levee, yeah, man, I think it's broken. So the backlash, it's global. It's happening from Vienna to Hong Kong. People are done staying quiet. Protests outside Austrian media headquarters, demonstrations at Greek ports, chants filling Hong Kong streets. And the message, it seems to be pretty loud and clear, and maybe with a little baseline. Like you can't separate the actions from the state, from the symbols of the state anymore. And here's where it hits home, because the polls don't lie. Most Israelis openly support the military operations in Gaza. So when they travel, they're not seen as neutral tourists. They're seen as representatives of that system. Like, hey, we saw your profile picture. We know what's up. Now, here's the narrative spin, and we have to watch it because the spin is on an Olympic level. Governments and major outlets, especially in Israel and the United States, are sticking to one script. Anti-Semitism is rising. Jews are under attack everywhere. And look, yeah, that's sometimes true, and that's unacceptable. But other times, it's a convenient smokescreen. So it's like more control, more censorship. And you got to pay attention because in the next few weeks, you're going to see headlines blaming disinformation for violence, calls to regulate online speech, and phrases like, for your safety. Does that sound familiar? Because that's the playbook. And if you're in the US, Canada, Australia, thinking, hey, that's over there, this doesn't affect me, check your feeds, because the censorship pipelines are already creeping in, like that one app update you didn't agree to, but somehow it installed itself anyway. Now here comes the moral reckoning, right? And here's where it gets uncomfortable, because people keep asking, is it fair to treat all Israelis like this? And on paper, I don't think it is. But if you flip the script, like if you owned a cafe in 1942, Berlin, a man in a Nazi uniform walked in, would you pour him a latte, or would you say, not here, my friend, not today? Now, that's the lens a lot of people are using right now. It's not about hating individuals. It's about refusing to normalize systemic violence, in this case, genocide, and refusing to look away and pretend it's just business as usual. Now, here's the twist. And the twist is not everyone in Israel supports what's happening in Gaza. There are activists, loud, brave, relentless, risking their careers, their safeties, sometimes even their own families to speak out. So let's take Shael Ben FM, right? An Israeli activist whose story went viral online. He started out as a hardcore Zionist, defending every action of the state like it was a scripture. But then reality started to seep in, doubt, questions, and finally that gut punch moment of clarity. I was in a cult and I got out. And that matters because the global backlash, it's not just about flags or symbols, it's about silence. And every voice breaking that silence, that's a crack in the narrative. So people have to speak up about this. And I admire that guy for doing so. Now, remember that phrase, power protects power? This is it. Government scrambling, not to protect people, but to protect the system. But here's the thing. They don't control the conversation anymore. It's global, it's raw, and it's happening in real time, whether they like it or not. Now, you see it in protests from Melbourne to Montreal, in airports, on TikTok, in every quiet conversation where someone whispers, hey, this isn't right. We can't stay quiet anymore. So here's the question I think we all need to sit with. What happens when the narrative actually collapses? Because it's going to at some point. And the spin, the censorship, the moral gymnastics, they're duct tape on a dam that's already cracked. And if you think the backlash is loud now, wait until the next wave of revelations come about. Now, share this clip with someone who still thinks this conversation is on the fringe, because the tide has already turned. And stay locked in, guys, because in our next episode, we're going to break down NATO's quiet moves in the region. And trust me, you're going to want to see how that unfolds as well. Let me know your comments in the section below. You guys think I got this all wrong? Do you think I got it right? Let me know what you guys think. I read all the comments. They're important to me. I respond to them as well. And thank you guys again for watching The Baseline. We'll catch you the next round. All right. Cheers, everybody.